Hi everyone, so kind of run out of time on the other Cash ISA, April 2025 video, so I'll just do the second part here. So just to reiterate, not financial advice, and if you do like the content, please like, comment, subscribe. So I kind of mentioned Moneybox, and I mentioned Plum, and I mentioned briefly Trading 2 in the last video. Trading 2 is the flexible ISA, just in case I didn't mention that. So you can, in theory, for example, if you put in 10,000, take it out because you need it, put it back in, take it out, put it back in the third time. For most providers, that would count as 30,000, but with Trading 2 it would only count as 20,000. Well, 10,000, I suppose, if that's what you're keeping sat in there. So you just got to have that in mind with other providers. And Moneybox also offers a 4% rate with a 12 months or 1% uplift on that. But then you still got to be aware that, I suppose, you're banking on the rate not sinking below that at any point, or going above it. I suppose you'd lose money, at any point. So yes, you've got 5% and you've got it for 12 months, but I believe the 4% part is variable, so it'd go up and down anyway. So at the moment it's higher than inflation, so you're technically making a small amount of money on it, 0.5%. It's just something to be keep in mind. With the Trading 2 and actually, which I didn't mention, is that's the lowest entry of £1. So you can start it up with just £1. So that's the advantage. Whereas a lot of the other ones are 100 or 500. Money boxes have got another that 5% one's got a £500 entry. With the Tembo, which is the best flat rate, so 4.8%, which is still better than the Bank of England base rate of 4.5%, so 0.3% over. It's got £10 minimum kind of deposit to start of that account. And that will be variable, so I'm sure when the Bank of England base rate drops, it will also drop. But if their kind of strategy is to keep it just above that to make it appear as if you're making a little bit more money, which I suppose you technically are, that's maybe what they'll do. But there'd be no obligation for them to do that, and that would be the same with all of these. The variable part of the rates, they could in theory bring below the Bank of England base rate. So, or even if with the bonuses, it could be below that. So if it's below inflation, you won't be making any money really. It'll hold its value, if not a slightly bit over or a slight bit less, is tend to be what you think. But the advantage is if you're going to be paying tax on any of this, obviously if keeping it in a normal account, you'd be paying tax, then quickly these become quite a good product. But yes, not financial advice. I'll leave that for you to have a think about. Cash ISA products seem to have slightly higher rates, April 2025 in the UK.